is 2026 Wilmington High School Lacrosse Senior Night. We'd like to recognize both our student athletes and their parents and guardians. First, we want to thank our seniors for all their hard work, dedication, and leadership during their time here. Second, we want to thank our senior parents for their dedicating their countless hours in supporting their children. Whether it's driving your kids to practice, helping out with fundraising, cheering on from the sidelines and beyond, your time, effort, and energy spent supporting your children does not go unnoticed. And now for our 2026 Wilmington High School Lacrosse Seniors. First, we have number 3, Braden Veazey. Braden will be escorted by his parents, Noel and Jason. Our next senior, number 7, Jacob McCauley, with his parents, Tracy and Joe. Next, we have number 9, Emmerich O'Brien, with his parents, Jocelyn and Jim, and his brothers, Colby and Nevin. Our next senior, number 12, Cam Thompson, with his mom, Jen. Our next senior, number 16, Brady Cabral, with his parents, Dominica and Jared, and his sister, Gia. Next we have number 17, Luke Cushing, with his parents, Jen and Eric. Our next senior, number 18, Pat DeLucia, with his parents, Jen and Rich. Our next senior, number 19, Isaac Tavares, with his parents, Lindsay and Bobby, and his brother, Abram and Eli. Our next senior, number 5, Captain Luke DeProfio, with his parents, Carrie and Bill, and his sister, Ava. Our next senior, number 13, Colin Allard, with his parents, Jackie and Tim, and his grandmother, Roberta. Next, we have number 14, Captain John Mayer, with his parents, Christine and John, and his brothers, Jake and James. Our final senior, number 22, Captain Gus Lambert, with his parents, Tricia and Mark, and his grandparents, Dottie and Gordon. Once again, we would like to thank our senior athletes and their parents for everything they've done for Wilmington High School athletics over the last 4 years. Now we ask if you are able to please stand and face the flag for the playing of our national anthem.
right, sports fans, welcome to Wilmington, Massachusetts. We are here for the Wildcats senior night varsity boys lacrosse game. I am Jack Hamilton Smith here with WCTV covering tonight's game of the Varsity Boys Lacrosse Wildcats taking on Belmont High, the Marauders. And it's a celebrated night, of course, because it is senior night, like I mentioned. So you know these boys at home want to send a message. The girls' team won last night for their seniors, so we want to keep that same momentum going. Belmont High comes in as the road team, traveling as a 7-6 team, going up against Wilmington, who is 6-6 on the season so far. So this is a perfect matchup to see exactly where these boys stand and what kind of improvements they plan to make. We've got a ton of seniors being featured tonight, so we'll be seeing them in and out across the board. And now we get set up here for the face-off. We've got Wilmington Wildcats wearing the white, and Belmont the Marauders are going to be rocking the maroon. And opening face-off of the night, battle on the ground right now, it was Anthony Graziano, a freshman who takes the first face-off. That ball is going to roll out of bounds. It'll be the Wildcats' ball. Great decisive move there by Luke DiProfio, who is doing his best to take this ball, get some momentum, and settle in his teammates tonight. And he runs it all the way up to about the 50-yard line. Finds a teammate, passes it, nice completion there, sends it to his long stick, Mitty, who's looking to rip a shot, and goal right off the bat for John Mayer. John Mayer with the long stick, immediately making a message. He's a captain here on senior night, and he is letting everybody know that we are ripping shots. What a beautiful play and a wonderful assist by his goalie. That's just something you don't see every day, folks. It's a big-time play to get this game started.
Number 14, John Mayer.
Settling back in for the face-off, it is Anthony Graziano once again. And it looks like we've got a violation here, so Wilmington's going to get the ball to start it off. Pat DeLucia with the ball, transitioning it over to his midfield attack lineup as he transitions out from the face-off lineup. Cutting to the inside. They want to score quick, and they do! Another goal with less than 3 minutes in this game, already cooking. We are popping here tonight at Alumni Stadium.
Wilmington goal by number 13, Colin Allard.
And that was back-to-back goals by senior captains. Colin Allard immediately sending a message here. That was a nice underhand ripper. He got into some space and then just pulled the trigger. And I, of course, am Jack Hamilton Smith, former lacrosse goalie for the Midland High School Bulldogs. I'm a big-time fan of defense, so I'm always going to give a lot of love to the goalies popping in net and trying to keep this game close at all times. The Marauders are looking to finally get some offense going. They're taking a second to settle in so they can swap out their lineup. Goalie in net for the Marauders today is going to be Sandler Guerin, senior. And Marauders are set up on offense, looking to find some opportunities. They're spacing out. They've got two guys on the inside. Wilmington is doing a really good job so far of kind of keeping the ball on the offensive side of the field. So we'd love to keep that offensive momentum going. A 2-goal lead is a great way to get started. And that was a nice look, but we were ready for that one. Wildcats will take possession here. Luke DiProfio is the starting goalie and another senior captain for the Wildcats. Another guy we'll be giving a lot of love to as he's already starting on what projects to be a shutout. And the Wildcats are getting set up in their offense. One of my favorite things to see when you get an offensive possession like this where you're finally settled in is letting everybody touch the ball. They send it to the inside, pass it back out to the top of the key, over to the top left. They haven't even taken the ball behind the net yet, so they really want to try and find their goal here. They set the screen and swap around. Looking to make his move, Colin Allard cutting it to the inside, swinging it back, takes the shot. That ball is going to be going the Marauders' way. So Belmont is taking the ball up to their half of the field. Belmont gets settled in. Belmont cuts it down. Immediately, though, a Wilmington player was there to settle it in. The ball on the ground, trying to force errors. That's the best thing you can do as a long stick. D-poles want to kind of just be tapping at the man with the ball, ripping the shot from 20 out, and a big-time save. DeProfio once again with a huge save. And the offensive energy tonight. Oh, and his own rebound on the recovery. That's another goal for the Wilmington Wildcats. Wildcats have just started.
Number 13, Colin Allard.
The Wildcats have just already started by setting the tone quite aggressively here. We only have 8 minutes left in the first, but they're already up with a 3-0 lead. Colin Allard is one away from a hat trick, having a fantastic senior night. And this is a great opportunity for the Wildcats to kind of come in and, you know, get their record up in the positive. They're sitting at 500 right now. And if I'm the Wildcats, I'm completely comfortable with Belmont taking shots from around 25 to 30 yards out. I mean, like, if they're sitting at the 25-yard line, let them take the shot. There's no way it's going to have the kind of momentum that DeProfio can't stop.
My dad has only missed one opening day since like 1964 or something crazy like that.
Ball's at the top of the key. Marauders looking to swing it around. Picked up by two Wildcat defenders. Long stick midi at the top of the key. Good cut to the inside. That was a great play and a fantastic shot there by the Marauders to get on the board. That was a really quick cut on the inside, but he had his man ready, and despite all of the bodies on the inside, that was a clean goal.
That's the home games, obviously. So it was like, I think we picked like 10.
And senior captain Luke DeProfio is talking with his teammates right now, wanting to check in with everybody and make sure that they can clean up those kind of errors. They applied good pressure, but they let somebody slip right past them and get into the clean position right up front. So face-off going Belmont's way. Belmont holding the ball at about the 40-yard line, feeling no pressure as they want to swap out their players. Belmont going with the fake handoff. Belmont popping it on the inside. Good pass work there, and that's another great shot. And all of a sudden, it is a 1-point lead for the Wildcats. So this is the kind of energy you love to see in a tight lacrosse game. It's already a back-and-forth battle. And the passing that you've seen from Belmont tonight has been quite impressive. I mean, moving off ball is a really huge part of making lacrosse work here. So Colin Allard is going to be taking the face-off on this one. And a big part of the Wildcats team is their seniors. Ooh, and we got a check to the stomach here. And some tension is building on the field right now as we did not seem happy about the way, Pat DeLucia specifically did not seem happy about the way his captain got clipped just now. So he's going to go take a little bit of a breather on the sideline, but at the same time for team, you know, for good team morale, it's kind of nice to know that somebody's got your back when you're playing out there and you see a cheap shot take place on the field. Colin Allard is walking to the sideline right now. Respect to him, of course, for being strong and taking a big hit. And it's a tough game. I mean, you're swinging incredible sticks at each other with a high speed and tension. It's just a lot of pace of play. And again, we're still here in the first quarter. We haven't even gotten to the halfway mark of the first quarter. And we whistle back into play. Making a move, Wildcats to the inside. They've got a man, kind of a contested catch. You got to go man or ball there. Making the decision, and Belmont goes ball. They walk away with it. Pass to the defensive pole, and that is another turnover. That's going to be out on the Wildcats. So Belmont is going to recover the ball here on the sideline, and it looks like we're going to be taking a change of line again. So holding the ball at around the 35-yard line. He's got a guy on the inside. Oh, and that was a clean opportunity for the Marauders, but it was just off the mark. Now, Wildcats need to communicate a little bit better on defense here. The momentum is starting to swing Belmont's way. And Belmont, once again, trying to find their offense. They've been ripping shots from the same location for most of this game, trying to pull in the pressure. Once again, just a rifle of an opportunity there, and he was looking for the top corner, wasn't able to get there. Ball in the X position. Tries to drop it off to the cutter on the inside, and we've got a deep hole running it up the field. He takes it past the 50, taking it to the Wildcats' offensive line. He's got a pass. Oh, and a great shot opportunity blocked by the keeper. Ball on the ground, and it is coming back up with the Wildcats wanting to get settled in, make a swap out, get their deep hole off the field. Pass to the inside. Great look once again, but another beautiful save by Belmont. And again, credit to Sandler Guerin here. He's been making some really clutch saves, and that's going to be a push from behind, but they're still going to call it as him stepping out of bounds. He crossed the 50-yard line, and we got some whistles and flags on the field. We're going to stop the ball here. Looked like a cross-check. And Wilmington is going to be a man down. So we're going to be taking a second to put someone in the penalty box. That looks like it's Braden Veazey, who's going to be holding out for a second. This is going to give Belmont a man-up opportunity with only a 1-goal difference, so we'd love to see them kind of settle in, lock up. Oh, what a shot! And again, they're not afraid to rip it. I mean, Belmont knows exactly what's in their range. The accuracy is on par right now. They're aiming for the top crossbar, and that was a beautiful shot. So we have tied up the game here with 4:38 remaining in the first. And Braden Veazey's a little bit frustrated with himself for giving up that opportunity and kind of putting his team down at a deficit. But again, it's opportunities like this that you make your name on. So bend don't break, and Wildcats are going to try and score here and tie it up. The face-off goes Belmont's way. Good defensive pressure here by the Wildcats, keeping it up. I mean, at this point, I said it earlier, let them shoot from 25 out. I'm wrong. Don't let them shoot from 25 out. Apply pressure. These guys know exactly where they can rip to. Belmont with the ball at the top. And another great goal by Belmont. Belmont with a nice ground shot there. Just good ball movement on their side, and we have turned the tide. Belmont is now up 1. On the defensive side here, it does feel like Wilmington is feeling this pressure and this energy, and it's just because these guys aren't afraid to pull the trigger. And it's just one of those things that there's a lot of game left to kind of work that out and figure out exactly how they can make this adjustment. Face-off is a total scrum battle, and it is coming up Belmont's way. Belmont's number 3, Nicholas, fighting for his life out there, and we got a timeout on Belmont's side of things. So while we take this timeout, we'll go ahead and shout out the people that help WCTV bring you coverage like this. WCTV is powered by Critical Mass Solar, Austin Styffe Mortgage Loan Officer. WCTV Sports is powered by B&B Training and Development, CMS Plumbing and Heating, Forrest Auto, Frangos, Giovanni's Roast Beef and Pizza Tewksbury, Knowledge Brokers Realty, McGovern Hyundai Route 93, Rocco's Bar and Restaurant, Sarkisian Apparel, Wilmington Ace Hardware, while WHS Boys Lacrosse is sponsored by 360 Urgent Care. And we will be right back after this timeout break. My name is Jackson Hamilton Smith. And we are back out of the timeout. We have 3:53 remaining here in the first quarter, and this game has been an absolute shootout. So if you like offense, you're in the right place. Belmont has gone 4-0 on the offensive side, 4 goals unanswered against the 3 that the Wilmington Wildcats have kind of set up for themselves right off the bat. And another clean shot opportunity for Belmont. That was just a little bit off lines, but that's going to come back to Belmont's ball. And that is Declan Daughtry, the captain for Belmont, who's been really forcing the issue, applying quality pressure. Belmont's got the ball at the top of the key, swinging it around, trying to spread out the defense for the Wildcats. Taking it to the inside. Oh, and that was just a little bit off the mark there. Declan Daughtry was trying to find his teammate on the outside and put a little bit too much sauce on that pass. Sent that clean out of bounds. And he looked like he was trying to pass that to fellow senior captain Eli Atkins. Luke DeProfio carries the ball all the way up to the 50-yard line. If he's not feeling any pressure, he's feeling like he's holding on to it. Passes it. Oh, and he decided to shoot on net. I'm not sure I like that decision-making right there. I always get nervous about seeing a goalie pass the 50-yard line in general, but he chose to hold on to that one there. And the ball is popped out after some quality stick checks from the Belmont. Wilmington recovers. Wilmington is trying to get back in possession, and we got a whistle on the play. That was senior Isaac Tavares. And it looks like we might have another timeout call here. So it looks like they're going to go ahead and talk about a few things and check in. Passing is the key to why Belmont has taken this 1-point lead. So we want to see Wilmington, and we're assuming that Coach Eric O'Malley is discussing that right now. I know these guys are talented playmakers, and they want to use their speed and their athleticism to kind of blow by their defender. But what's going to be key here is being the best 6 guys on one side of the field. So spread the ball around, spread the defense out, and then find easy opportunities for your guys. They've done it so far. They have found 3 really good looks that the Marauders were just able to kind of get the stop on. And, again, that's just a credit to Garen Sandler, who made a couple of really clean stops, but at the same time, they've gotten the passes and they've gotten the looks that they want. So the Wildcats just need to settle it in and, more importantly, not let the physicality of the game get to them. They were rocking a 3-0 lead or 3-1 lead really quick in this game. So we want to kind of see them get back into that place where they know that they could be the better team. There's always the pressure of the deficit, but again, it's a one-point game, and when it comes to lacrosse, my favorite part about it is that it can take less than 60 seconds to, turn the tide and develop a big lead. So we're going to get the Wildcats with the ball to start this game.
Really good. My sister was on that.
Ryan Archer with the ball passes it up to the top of the key, back to Colin Allard, who's already scored twice today. Colin Allard swings it out to Gus Lambert. No, I'm sorry, that's Anthony Graziano. Anthony's cutting into the inside, but we've got a double move. He's drawn in 2 defenders. Spacing it out. That's going to go back to Colin Allard. Colin Allard looking to draw in the defenders with the fake shot look. He's pulling it back out to about the 35-yard line. They swing the ball down past the goal. We're looking at the X position right now, trying to see if this is the spot where you make plays happen. And this is exactly what I'm talking about. Let everybody get a touch. And there's no reason to rush. The first quarter has just gotten in. Everybody just needs to kind of get comfortable and feel involved on the offensive side. Once the pressure comes in like it does right now, that's exactly when you make your move. Ryan Archer passes it back to his senior captain. Feeling in control of the game. Time of possession is a huge part of lacrosse. So if you can rock the ball on your side of the offensive game, then you're going to end up with more opportunities than the other team. Cutting it onto the inside. He makes his move. Oh, and again, that shot goes right off of the goalie. So just another opportunity with a clean shot at goal that comes up Belmont's way. Belmont trying to send that down with a Hail Mary to 50-yard line. And a huge body check there. He wasn't able to find the ball, but the crowd is hyped up for that physicality. That was Gus Lambert, senior captain, who's just applying the tone setter right there. That was a huge hit. And the Marauders are swapping out their lines, getting set up here. Jasper Reddig passes the ball down to Eli Atkins. Eli Atkins sends the ball to the X. Good defense there by the Wildcats. Unable to scoop the ball, though. Comes back up to Belmont. Belmont has possession still. Cuts to the inside. That was a nice pass on the inside, but even better defense. Wildcats were there. They had bodies. It's a fight for the ball on the ground. Can they scoop it up? And that'll be the end of the first quarter. Wildcats started off by setting the tone really quickly, and the Marauders did not back down. So the goal score is currently 3-4. Wildcats down 1. I'm Jack Hamilton Smith with WCTV, and we'll be right back. And we are back for second quarter action here. Belmont wins the opening faceoff of the second quarter, brings the ball down to their own offensive side of the field. And Wildcats are being aggressive on defense, and a great shot there by Belmont. A beautiful ripper right from about the 35-yard line, maybe the 30-yard line. That was a nasty shot. Once again, that was Declan Daughtry, who is having a great game tonight so far. There's a little bit of frustration building there with DeProfio, and he wants to communicate exactly how they can figure this out. I think the defensive side of things, the momentum is starting to pivot, and they can feel it, but they just need to settle in. They're being a little bit active physically, and they're trying to do more body checks than stick checks. This is the opportunity to try and force turnovers, especially when you've got a double team going. There's no reason to try and send one man into the body. Go after stick, and then have your teammate who's there with you scoop the ball to transition quickly. Belmont has taken another opening faceoff. They had a pass underneath, but that's going to be out. That's going to be Wilmington's ball. No, I'm sorry. It looks like they're going to call that to Belmont. So it looks like they said that was a tipped pass. And he had a guy right underneath, kind of at the post area, and he was able to deflect that. He cuts it on the inside, and that was a really close shot attempt right there. He had a small window to make that one in, but DeProfio with a big-time save. DeProfio is bringing the ball out and up, and there's no pressure coming from DeProfio. Wants to score. It's his senior night. It looks like he's taking it all the way, and he wants to score one. Oh, and DeProfio again with another assist opportunity. This is a guy that clearly likes offense. He's running all the way back to his own goal. And luckily the Wildcats hold on to the ball here. We've got Braden Veazey with the ball at the top left. He's going to roll that to his teammate Colin Allard, who's been the primary scorer for the Wildcats so far in this game. Allard is taking his time. He's going to wait for the defender to make a move on him. Allard with a quick swim move there, spaces it back out. Allard gets a pick from Veazey. Veazey's on the ground. Allard looking for a pass opportunity, doesn't find one. Swings it to his teammate, and another goal. That's exactly what the Wildcats needed. And that was a beautiful setup by Colin Allard. He was able to go in there and make the right read. He finds Ryan Archer, the junior, and sets him up for an easy shot. I want to say it's easy. He made it look easy. That was a really nice goal by Archer to pop that one in and cut the lead to 1. And this is the kind of offensive energy that the Wildcats and the Marauders have set for this game so far. I mean, we got 9 goals on the board, and that is so exciting to see when you love lacrosse. And faceoff's going to come back Belmont's way. Belmont trying to bring it in. Oh, and a good move there by Belmont to open up some space. Being a Fogo guy is always frustrating. Anthony Graziano wanted to make a play, but then immediately had to run off the field because that's just the nature of the game. You got to bring in your defensive midfielders who are a little bit better on reading the hips and lining up opportunities for turnovers. Ball swinging back and forth at the top of the key. They're not forcing anything just yet. Pass to the inside, and another goal for Belmont. DeProfio is frustrated, but he's just got to shake it off. The key to being a great goalie is the goldfish mentality. So, for every goal we've seen so far, there's 2 or 3 that were wiped off the board by the great goalies. So, DeProfio, shake it off, boss. You got this. And that was a really nice play there by Belmont to find an underhanded shot opportunity. I mean, he kind of cut that around from the X and then just found his place. It looks like we're sending Colin Allard in for the face-off. The coach really wants a win here to start the tone, set possession up. And there we go. Colin Allard with the win, psyching out his opponent. And Colin Allard running the offense right now, communicating to his teammates exactly where he wants them to be. He's setting them up. And Allard's going to go run off for a little bit of a breather. And holding the ball right now is Isaac Tavares. And there is no pressure from Belmont's side of things as they've currently rocking the lead of 2 goals. So they're going to kind of wait for Colin Allard to get back out there, which is very kind of them. Ball moves down to the right side of the field, swinging back up to the top of the key. Braden Veazey with the ball. Veazey's going to pass that over to Anthony Graziano. Graziano sends that back down to Isaac Tavares, and we've got Colin Allard in the X, the playmaking slot. Colin Allard looking to make a move right here. They want to pressure Colin because they know that he's the problem maker. causing trouble for the Marauders so far this game. And Allard goes for kind of a risky pass. That's going to be tipped off by Belmont, so it'll be Wilmington's ball. Isaac Tavares bringing the ball back into play. He swings it back to Colin Allard at the X. Colin's cutting it to the top. We take a shot. Good opportunity. He made the right read on the pass, and Anthony Graziano wishes he could have that one back because he got it on net, but it was a better save by Belmont. And like I said, we want to give credit where credit is due. Garen Sandler is just having a really great game so far. Wilmington is definitely taking more shots, and Sandler has just been kind of shutting down the opportunities. But the sets that the Wildcats are running will work. They just got to get a little bit more composure because they're getting into the right places, and they're finding really good looks. You can see right now that most of Belmont's defense is kind of bunched up in the center. So Wilmington's got a lot of shot opportunity from the top of the key. It looks like they've swapped Colin Allard to the top of the key because they want him to kind of take a shot. And that was a nice deflection right there. It was a little bit off the mark, but it ricocheted straight into the goalie's net. So ball is on the ground, a little bit of pressure by the offense, and it's going to turn Belmont's way still. Belmont is sending it in momentum. Belmont in transition. This is Declan Daughtry with the ball. He passes it down to the X, and ball is still on the ground. Needs a teammate. Everybody's trying to pick up a body. Wildcats trying to make a move here. Max Bagtaz is putting on the pressure right now. And they are spaced out up at the 35-yard line. Doing a good job of kind of bodying him out. Had a good look there and a quickly taken away by the deep hole. So the great effort there by Gus Lambert. That's a senior captain trying to make sure he can turn the tide here. They're communicating where the ball momentum is going. It's swinging all around for Belmont. Belmont brings it up to the right side of the field. At the top of the key, now coming to the left side of the field. Belmont's looking to try and make their move. And again, there isn't any opportunities so far. They've been shutting it down really nicely. Wildcats are locking in on defense, settling. Opportunity coming in. He rips the shot, and that was a great deflection by DeProfio. DeProfio with the nice save. Wildcats applying quality stick pressure right now. Cut to the inside, and that's going to stay with Belmont. And this has just been really clean passing here by Belmont. You got to show a little respect where it's due because they're moving the ball really nicely. Good defensive effort, and of course we are going back and forth here. What a shot! And that's going to be out. That was a nice opportunity, but Belmont will recover the ball at the back left, and we are bringing the ball up to the top of the key again. And they rip it one more time. That was Eli Atkins for Belmont with a nice ripping shot. Again, that was probably from the 25-yard line. That's where they're comfortable at. I mean, that's it, only about a 20-yard shot or so from the net per se. So they seem really confident in their ability to rip it from deep. The lead is now a 3-point lead in favor of Belmont. So we want to see exactly how we start to kind of recover from our current circumstance. It's 5 minutes and 11 seconds remaining in the second quarter. More than enough time to tie this game up before half. Colin Allard. No, I'm sorry, not Colin Allard. That is Gus. No, it's Anthony Graziano battling for the ball at the faceoff this time. It is a complete scrum that's coming up Belmont's way. Belmont running in transition, calling for their teammates. Good communication by the Wildcats to move the ball. They shut down that offensive transition, and Eli Atkins with the ball again. He just scored a goal. He's the exact guy that you don't want to let feel comfortable. Belmont looking for a new opportunity. Declan Daughtry looking to shoot. And he nails the ground, underhanded shot. That was a nice bounce shot. Slips right past DeProfio. And we are looking at a 4-point lead. It is 4-8. The Marauders are marauding, and we are looking at a big-time deficit here so far. DeProfio is in his head just a little bit. That's not something he can't shake off. He can definitely turn this around. They're taking shots with a lot of distance, but at the same time, these are open looks. I mean, the Wildcats need to know that they've got to find stick pressure. You need to put a stick in the defender's face, try and block up their field of view at the very least so they second-guess the opportunities. Anthony Graziano, once again, Colin Allard, it's the 3 that keeps tripping me up. Colin Allard in the face-off. That pass is going to be off for Belmont, and that'll be Wildcats' ball. Wildcats with an opportunity here to kind of turn things around. They want to feel another goal. That's going to add some positive momentum. Passing it to DeProfio. DeProfio swinging it up. And DeProfio brings it up to the 50-yard line. Once again, he's crossing. As soon as he crosses, that's exactly when the Marauders need to come get physical. If he's going to go to the 50-yard line, that's why they make that move. But that's exactly when DeProfio wants to make his pass. He wants to pull in an extra defender and give them the opportunity. That's a skip pass all the way down. That was a clean pass to the inside. And right there, Isaac Tavares was trying to take on the whole team by himself. He went 1v4 there. A long stick is running the field right now. This is a great opportunity to get the steal. Colin Allard with a nice touch on the ground, and he lost his stick. Colin Allard is looking for a ref call out here because he felt like that stick check was not legal. And looks like we stepped over the aisle. It was an offsides play. No, it looks like another timeout, actually. Apologize. Belmont is taking their time. They don't want to force a lot of errors with their 4-point lead right now. So this timeout's going to be really key for the Wildcats to try and get back together and figure out their mindset. So we will be right back here in a little bit. I'm Jack Hamilton Smith with WCTV. And we are coming back in from the timeout. Marauders are up 4, and the Wildcats are taking every second of this timeout to kind of get reestablished. So communication is everything on defense. As the goalie, your job is constantly to be talking to your players. They don't need to know where the ball is at all time if they know where their man is. And if you're reminding them exactly where the ball is, it makes their job just a little bit easier. So on the defensive line, you got John Mayer at D-pole as well as Daniel De Augusta. It looks like we're coming out with an extra D-pole lineup, so Brendan Sear is out there as well. They want to send as many bodies as they can. And naturally, of course, you got Gus Lambert out there as well. Belmont cutting it to the inside. They're moving the ball to the X. Great ball movement once again. That pass was just a little bit off. I'm glad I could jinx him. And that turnover opportunity is going to give Wildcats a real chance here to get back on the board and cut this deficit back to 3. Lambert with the ball, looking for some help there. He finds his other fellow captain, Luke DeProfio. DeProfio swings it down. They're on to DeProfio. They know that he's going to walk that ball up, so they're going to apply pressure as soon as he leaves the crease. Good ball movement here by the Wildcats. That pass was tipped off just a little bit, and that's going to end up in the goalie's net. So Marauders are trying to get into transition right now. Good defensive pressure here by Wildcats, and we got a whistle on the field. There it is. Caught it a little bit early. I saw the ref's hand go up, but that was going to be a push from behind. Wildcats taking it down to the X position. Ryan Archer, who's already scored one today, in possession. Passes it to Colin Allard at the top. Colin Allard is dealing with the sun in his eyes. He's trying to get into a place where he can throw a clean pass. Wants to make sure his teammate can see it. That's Anthony Graziano. And the sun is setting on one half of the field, so it makes it a little bit more difficult. But this is a prime opportunity to take advantage of the sun and maybe get a clean goal on Marauders or on Belmont's goalie. And Belmont's keeper, Garen Sandler, has done a really solid job so far. He gave up 3 goals off the bat and then has done a really good job of minimizing those opportunities here. And sun in your eyes makes it so hard to stop this ball, and that's going to be a turnover off the pass. Braden Veazey wasn't able to pull it in. And the Marauders are taking it down, but a good stick check there by the Wildcats, and that's almost out of bounds. It's going to come back up Marauders' way. Long stick Mitty is trying to take a shot here, passes it on the inside. Great defensive effort there by the Wildcats to stop the pass. Good interception. The ball's on the ground. It's a battle for it. John Mayer with a huge play. Good transition opportunity, and Isaac Tavares is in transition. He fakes the pass. He cuts to the inside, and he takes the shot that deflected off of the left pole. Left crossbar check. Ball is on the floor. It's a battle for opportunity. Wilmington is so close to the goal right now. That was a great chance. They weren't able to come up with it. They are playing quite physical and ferocious, knocking the Marauders out of bounds. That was good work there to transition, and good communication there as Gus Lambert crosses over the 50-yard line, but he had a teammate waiting so that he could go out there and make a play. He's a captain and a senior. They know that he's somebody trustworthy. So I believe we got another timeout on the field. With 10 seconds remaining at half, Wilmington wants to set up one clean shot and try and cut this 4-point deficit to a 3-point deficit. So we'd love to see exactly what kind of play Coach Eric O'Malley sets up here, and we'll be right back after this timeout. All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you're sitting down, slide to the edge of your seat. We have 10 seconds remaining here at halftime, and we are hoping to get back on the board with a clean shot opportunity. So you can see Colin Allard is out there right now operating and moving around his offense to set up a clean look. The ball's going to start at the 40-yard line, so quick passes is going to be everything here. Isaac Tavares passes to the inside, and that pass went right in between 2 defenders. It looks like he was trying to hit his teammate Anthony Graziano, but it was just a little bit off the mark. So we got 4 seconds remaining here. I doubt the Marauders are going to do much other than move the ball to the 50-yard line. So that's a Hail Mary. And that's time. And that ball was a little bit high, but it was right on net. It was a good look. We are going to go into halftime here and take a quick break, but when we get back, we will see exactly what kind of plan Coach has orchestrated to not only stop these great ripping shot opportunities from the 25-yard line, but more importantly, continue to find the easy looks that cut this deficit down. All right, sports fans, we are coming back out of halftime. It's a beautiful night here in Wilmington, Massachusetts, about 60 degrees and was sunny, but we are setting now as we settle in for the second half of action. If you missed the first half, this current score is 4-8. It's a Belmont first half, and I'll be honest, the first quarter was all Wildcats. So the opening goal was an assist from Luke DeProfio. That's correct. The goalie got the first assist to start the game off. So we want to see that kind of same energy build as the Wildcats need offense. They're getting really good looks, and this is just credit, of course, to Belmont's goalie, and once again, that's Garen Sandler. I just got to give love to a goalie because they don't ever step out of the game. They get brutalized and blitzed by the ball, but they never take a break. So, respectably to both Luke DeProfio and Sandler Garen, we just want to shout you guys out for the work, Garen Sandler, you want to shout you out for the work that you've been doing so far. On the offensive side, Colin Allard has been the key player here. He is a senior captain, and, of course, it's his senior night. So the battle for the ball is physical, and we got the whistle. And that was going to be a little bit of an aggressive play there by Brendan Sear. And Belmont is going to get the ball here, taking it in. And they've got some opportunities while they make their swap here. And during their swap doesn't mean you take off at all. Gus Lambert is lined up. He wasn't going to let anybody blow by him. And on the offensive side for Belmont, we give credit here to Declan Daughtry, who's gotten a couple of really nice goals in so far. So Belmont starts to set up their offense, trying to blow by the defender, turn on the Jets, swings it out to Declan. Declan hesitates, pulls it back out. Good defensive pressure there by the Wildcats. They want to try and get their stick ahead of the ball and slow down these passes. The pass play by Belmont has been really crisp so far in this game. Belmont swings it around to the X. They've got a lot of cutters and good defensive pressure here by the Wildcats. Staying step for step, applying proper stick checks. This is exactly the kind of energy you want to come into with the second half. He gets blown by, but a big-time save by Luke DeProfio. And DeProfio feeling a little bit frustrated in the first half, able to shake it off here. He's got a guy down the middle of the field, hits his guy in stride. Great pass there. Ball with Ryan Archer, who's already got one on the day. Ryan Archer was able to link up with Colin Allard on a really nice play a second ago. That was really what kind of set them up for to cut the lead down to 4. And Archer takes the ball back up, gives it to Braden Veazey. Braden Veazey at the 40-yard line, passes it down to Anthony Graziano. Anthony Graziano back to Braden Veazey. Braden Veazey has drawn a defender all the way out to the 30. He could really benefit from a cutter down the middle here. They're sitting with Colin Allard right in the center, trying to just, hopefully lull the defenders to sleep. Braden Veazey looking to blow by his man. Braden Veazey with the check. Braden Veazey, full physicality. He went helmet to helmet there, so that's going to be a violation coming up with the Belmont Marauders taking over possession. Belmont is going to get the ball set up at what looks to be on their own sideline. So they're going to get the ball on their side of the field. And Belmont with the ball about the 40-yard line. Belmont swings it, taking it, trying to cut in. Oh, and it looks like a push from behind, but the refs aren't going to call that. Colin Allard fumbling, trying to stand back up. And ball is down at the X. That going to go out of bounds? It sure is. That's going to be a good opportunity for the Wildcats to try and get on the board. Wildcats trying to get some momentum building here. It's their half to lose. Oh, and he sends the defender to the floor. Colin Allard with a nice pass. Fakes the pass. Oh, and the bounce shot was close. He wanted to finish the highlight play. Absolute ankle breaker. And the ball is in the X position. Colin Allard, the big-time playmaker, holding on to it. And the Marauders want to try and get some credit back to their teammate. Colin Allard with a good look. He forced it in. He had 3 defenders on him, but that was a big-time save by Belmont. Belmont hits their long pole in stride. He finds a teammate. This is good spacing here by Belmont. Belmont is holding the ball. Belmont with the ball down in the bottom right. And that shot is off the marks, way high, but it's going to be Belmont's ball. Belmont is going to get the ball in their own, or in the end zone, behind Wildcats' net. They swing that ball up to Declan Daughtry. Screen set by Belmont. He rolls. Pass to the inside. Great ball movement here. Good look. Sending it back up to Declan. Declan trying to make a play before he had the ball on his stick. Pass it to the inside. That ball's on the ground. And Wildcats are in transition. Max Bagtaz scoops it, passes it up. Good pass, good bounce pass there to keep the ball in play. That ball's going to be with Ryan Archer. Ryan Archer slowing it down. Ryan Archer trying to settle it in so that his teammate, Pat DeLuca, can get off the field and they can get another offensive midfielder out there. Isaac Tavares with the ball. He gets that poked out of his stick. Good body work by Isaac to recover the ball. He boxed out his defender. Passes to the inside. Great look. Oh, and a great goal by the Wilmington Wildcats. That's exactly what the Wildcats needed. A wonderful play there. Tavares was able to recover the ball. He finds somebody on the deep inside, and that's a huge goal. That's going to cut this game to 3. We had a flag on the play. That flag, it looks like it's going to give Wilmington a man-up opportunity. So Brooks Leary with the stick check, that's going to give the Wildcats a great chance to try and cut this lead down. Hopefully before the end of the third quarter, we can make this a close one. It's not that far off. A 3-point lead is nothing in lacrosse standards. Anthony Graziano in at faceoff. Belmont wins the faceoff. A little bit too quick on the pass work there. Declan Daughtry with a great extra pass. That was a nice one more. And that ball is going to come out Belmont's way. Declan Daughtry with a really, really nice quick pass. That was a good look. And Belmont feeling the pressure. They're doubling Declan all the way out to the sideline. Good pressure on the play. That ball is on the ground, and we've got a whistle. It looks like there's a flag on the play. And it looks like Wilmington is going to be called here. Oh, actually, well, it looks like there's a little bit of discussion here by the refs. So Belmont's player was initially running to the sideline, Jasper Redding, but now it looks like that is going to be a penalty on Wilmington. So Wilmington's going to make a few adjustments as they're now going to go a man down. That was Noah Matten Sr. on senior night, just a little bit frustrated, but he's going to go take a knee. He's not sure exactly what he did. And Belmont's going to get the ball back at the top of the key. The sun is officially setting, giving everybody even keel on the field. Belmont making a move on the inside. Passes it. Oh, wasn't able to complete the pass. Once again, just trying to make a move before you really had possession. DeProfio is out there fighting for it. Open net. DeProfio recovers quickly. And good defensive work there by the Wildcats. They're in transition. Wildcats can find a teammate. He looks to score. Oh, and that was just a little bit off the mark. That was a nice bounce pass shot, or a nice bouncer. And almost came up for a nice long field goal by John Mayer. John Mayer really wanted to score there. He had some looks, but he took the rip. And luckily, it's going to be Wilmington's ball on the side out. So Colin Allard back in with the ball in stick. He's the big-time playmaker here. He puts on the brakes, passes. Oh, and that pass was just a little bit off the mark. He had a cutter, and he wasn't able to connect with him. That's going to be a turnover in transition, and the Marauders are trying to scoop it up and get in a good standing. Moving the ball to the 30-yard line. Good stick check there by Wilmington. Wilmington back in transition. Wilmington with the fake. The Wildcats cutting through. This once again is Isaac Tavares, who just made a really clean assist. He's got a lot of comfort and confidence in his stick ability here. And we got a flag on the field already. We've got another flag following it up. And it looks like the man up was already finished on the clock. So as these two flags just came up, it looks like Belmont may be down 2 players going into this next possession. Yeah, they've got 2 stick checks here, 2 penalties being paid out. So now we've got a double man up or 2 men down for Belmont. This is a huge, huge chance for Wilmington to cut this lead into 2. Colin Allard is in with the ball. If I were them, I would get Colin Allard down at the bottom of the X again, looking for an easy one. Colin Allard's trying to force it from the top of the key. That was the shot opportunity right there. He drew in the defenders. Now he's doing it exactly what I was hoping for. He's going to take it down behind the goal and then set up one of his teammates for a really easy shot. Let them get clumped together, all 4, surrounded by the guy right up front. Line up a nice shot right there. Great opportunity. We're swinging it back to Colin Allard at X. Colin Allard tried to get it over, and he looks a little confused, but it hit the back of the net, and that's going to bounce straight out of bounds. It's going to be Belmont's ball. And now if it's a shot opportunity and you take it on the front of the net, it usually, is the closest to the net. Oh, that's going to be a good pass out of bounds. Open net. Swings it to Colin Allard. Still open net. Oh, and that was a close one. I really thought the Wildcats had their chance there. Ball is in the Belmont side of the field now. Belmont settling in. They're trying to kill this penalty timeout. Trying to work that clock down. And so Belmont, it now looks like Belmont is getting their numbers back. And Belmont officially is back fully formed with all their players. Good defense right there. That was really great defensive pressure by Wilmington. That shot opportunity was lined up for a good open look, but Wilmington forced that shot out of lines, and that's going to come up Belmont's ball still. And it does look like Wilmington is going to be serving a penalty here, so Wilmington is now a man down. And being a man down on defense is very frustrating to deal with. Belmont's passing the ball around. They got it at the top of the key, faking it out, swinging it down, faking it back to the top of the key. Trying to sneak a goal in there, and they score! And Belmont tried to pass the ball to the inside. It was deflected on the pass, but it came back up to a Belmont player who hooked it around and got the goal. So now it is a 4-point deficit with 3:15 remaining in the third. This clears up the penalties, so we're going to get players back on the field. And you can tell the Wildcats are feeling the pressure because they've been playing really well and executing pretty nicely for the most part. I think the excitement of having the goalie out of net just now was a little difficult, but the cradle by Belmont there was really nice on that stick check. And Belmont is settling in at the 50 around the logo. They make their transitions and swing the ball around. Belmont trying to make a move. That's Brooks Leary. Brooks Leary's passing it to Massimo Valenti. Trying to bust past the defender one more time down to the X. Opening up the right side of the field. Taking a shot, and that's going to come up Belmont's way. And Belmont cut it to the inside. Good defensive stick check there. That ball is on the ground. Wilmington looking to try and recover. And Belmont's trying to settle in and work the clock. Belmont trying to make a move. And the Wildcats doing a good job of staying up front. That was a close one. Good save there by the keeper. That's going to come back up Belmont side. Belmont cutting it on the inside. And another goal. And Belmont is just having their way right now. They opened up the space. They cut around the crease and lined up a really clean shot. Now, Wilmington's got a lot of positive things to take away from this game right now. One of those being that they've figured out how to apply the proper defensive pressure needed. But on senior night, guys like Colin Allard and John Mayer, Gus Lambert, they really want to make something special happen. And we've got a whistle on the field right now. Wildcats dealing with a 5-point deficit. And he rolled the ball there. That's a risky play. Belmont really confident in their passing ability. And another goal for Belmont. That goal there was scored by one of the Marauders on a cut to the inside. It seems like they're able to kind of slip through the right side of the post and just kind of find what they are looking for. So, huge play for Belmont to create a 6-point lead. Now, Wildcats have found a hole in the defense. That's just something that they've got to tighten up on. They play very physical style of lacrosse, but really if you can benefit from knocking the ball out of the stick, 9 times out of 10, that physicality is going to pay off once the ball is out on the ground. They look like they want to try and cut it in again on the left side of the right side of the field. With 55 seconds remaining here in the third quarter, they're just going to take their time and try and work this clock down. I would be surprised if they force any crazy shots. And a good save there by DeProfio. DeProfio was in good positioning on that shot. He read the field quite nicely. And bringing the ball in is going to be Massimo Valentini. Massimo trying to turn the corner. Great save by DeProfio. And another shot opportunity immediately following on the rebound by the Marauders, and that's still going to be Marauders' ball. Declan Daughtry with the ball. And a cutter on the inside. That was Peter Ostros, and he finds a nice look for another goal. Forcing it on the inside, finding your cutters, and spacing the field out. That's exactly what you want to do in lacrosse. You just kind of build that exact same spacing for easy looks. The Wildcats were getting those same kind of looks to start it off, too. They just need to settle back into that style of play and you know, kind of move on from that chip on their shoulder and not make this a physical game. Coming in on the face-off is going to be Pat DeLucia. Got to give Pat some time on the field. It's his senior night, too. And the cradle here by the Marauders is really impressive. Marauders making a lot of changes in transition, trying to change out their lineup. They've got 6 seconds remaining on the clock. So Wildcats will get final possession here in the third quarter, but I don't expect too much action here in this final play. Wildcats chucking it downfield on the Hail Mary. Wildcats with the opportunity. Wildcats with the goal! They're calling the goal with the buzzer beater. Wildcats make a huge play. This is a big-time game to cut it within 6. I apologize to you viewers at home. I said I didn't expect anything crazy, but here I was wrong. And, big-time play by a big-time player. He caught that and got that shot off before the buzzer. So we have a real striking chance here going into the fourth quarter. It's senior night, folks, so we want to make sure that we see all the morale build on a play like that. We'll be right back after this. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to lock in. The Wildcats are with a 6-point deficit, but there is exactly 12 minutes remaining on the clock. This is the beginning of the fourth quarter, so this is where dreams are made. Opportunities like this are built by pressure and situation. And opening faceoff is rolling into Wilmington's side of the field for offense on a positive sense. Can they come up with it? It's an absolute scrum. We've got everybody on the field with it. going for the check here. Good defense here by Wilmington. And that ends up with the keeper in the crease. So everybody's spacing out, trying to find a body. They've got a wide open runner on one side of the field. That pass was on the money. It was just a little bit behind. And the turnover is going to be in Wilmington's favor. Wilmington has the ball in transition. They're looking to make a move here. Pat DeLucia with the ball. He's cutting to the inside. He tries to force that one in. Tough angle. Pat DeLuca, lucky the recovery came back up for Wilmington, and Anthony Graziano has the ball up at the top. Good anticipation. Way to draw in 2 defenders by the Wildcats here. We want to score quick, but we don't want to force anything crazy. Braden Viezi passes it off to his teammate. Back up at the top to Anthony Graziano. And Graziano gives it to Colin Allard. Colin Allard's looking to make a move. He's slowing it down, taking a step back. He had a good pass opportunity there, and it was just off the mark. That's going to be a turnover going back Belmont's way. There is 10:40 remaining here, and Belmont has possession. Little low pass there. Opportunity for Wilmington to turn it over. Somebody needs to go ball. And Gus Lambert tried to take possession. He did. Oh, he scooped it up. No call there. And there will be a call there. That's a push from behind. And that's going to be a turnover for Wilmington, and Belmont is fired up by that call. Now, this is senior night, like I mentioned, so of course the varsity boys who've spent their time developing their craft and working at this game, they want to make some plays and they want to make an impression. During the senior night ceremonies, Belmont kept warming up. They were locked in. They were not going to be dissuaded or distracted, of course, by any of the celebration tonight. And it looks like that's paying off here because they had a mission in mind. So Wilmington is settling in, trying to make a play here. And another goal for Belmont. That was a tough shot. And it was just great ball movement to open up the space. He found him in transition, and we are looking now at a 7-point difference. The team is making some changes and some transitions here, so coming in for the face-off is once again going to be Pat DeLucia. Pat DeLucia fighting for the face-off now. He's being physical. And that's over and back. It looks like that's going to be offsides there, and I'm not sure that's the correct call, but I guess they hadn't made the proper transition yet, so refs are going to say that's going to be Wilmington's ball. Actually, refs are going to confer here. I do think Belmont had 3 guys on their side of the field. He got confused by the long stick midi, but they didn't cross any boundaries, so. It takes a big man to make a big play, but it takes a bigger man to admit when he was wrong, and I think the ref just admitted he was wrong. So Belmont will keep possession. Belmont's going to have the ball at the logo and back in play. So with 9:24 remaining, Belmont has earned a 7-point lead. Belmont forcing it in. Good pressure there by Wilmington causes an error and a turnover going in their favor. Hopefully they can get another goal on the board before the end of the night. There's 9 minutes here in the fourth, so there's more than enough time to even cut this to close. They're going to give it to DeProfio. DeProfio has the first assist on the night. DeProfio is looking to try and draw in the defenders. We need to see some movement from Wilmington. The Wildcats don't make any transitions here. And DeProfio wanted to go goalie to goalie. We've got an open net. The goalie's trying to Hail Mary that guy. He doesn't want to send it to his attack players, so DeProfio is going to get a chance to get back in net. Belmont's goalie showing a little bit of respect. DeProfio has taken 2 shots tonight, 1 assist, and that is the goalie. Every senior goalie's dream is to score on senior night. It totally makes sense to me. Belmont dealing with the pressure. There's a double team here. He hits the skip pass, finds the guy in the bottom right. That was a loud stick check right there. And another goal for Belmont. Belmont did a really nice play there. They gave it to their playmaker down at the bottom right. He drew 3 defenders to him, and his teammate did a little bit of a pick and pop type situation where he kind of slipped the screen, faded into the open space, and just found a ripper that he could nail right into the left side. And kind of like I was saying earlier, one of the things that you'd like to see from Wilmington is when Luke DeProfio is making his move and kind of, working his way up to the 50-yard line, get some cutters. Get him open and help him out. He doesn't have to score, but more importantly, he's going to find you if you guys give him the look. Good battle on the ground. They're trying to get it to the safety line. And it looks like that's going to be Belmont's ball. So Belmont's going to give it to their goalie. Their goalie's going to settle in. He's going to work his way up the field. Belmont passes it up. Belmont's got a long stick midi sitting in the offensive side of the field. He's going to fade back, let his midfielder get back in the middle. And a great shot once again by Belmont. That one right there was a nice bounce shot by Jasper Redding. Jasper Redding is also a senior, and although he's in Wilmington's home field, he's having a night. We have 7:32 remaining here in the fourth quarter, and the offensive momentum we were hoping Wilmington would get is coming up Belmont's way. Belmont is spacing out the defenders for Wilmington really nicely, and they're getting one-on-one opportunities with the keeper. So on the defensive side of things, you don't want to leave your goalie hanging like that. You kind of want to help him out a little bit more. Good physicality on the face-off, and we got a whistle. Cross-check. Didn't have his hands together when he pushed him down. Wilmington doing a little bit of letting their feelings out with their physicality. And this is exactly it. Good defensive pressure. That was a nice pick set by Belmont to open up some space. They're going to swing the ball around, and they're making that transition, bringing out their attack middies. So as their last attack midi gets into position, we've got Peter Ostrosas setting up with the ball. And Brooks Leary is trying to make a play. Big time save made by Luke DeProfio. DeProfio looking for a teammate. He's got a guy in transition. And that pass is going to go out of bounds. DeProfio was looking to hit Cam Thompson, a fellow senior. I'm sorry, that's Colin Allard. Fellow senior was trying to hit him, wasn't able to connect. We have 6:48 remaining here in the fourth. Ball is side out, back in play. And Belmont always has guys moving. There are people constantly running in transition here, spacing out. It's really nice to see. Cutting it to the middle, and another goal for Belmont. Massimo Valentini is fired up by that one. And it does seem like these guys on the field are jawing at each other just a little bit. So, they're definitely kind of getting under each other's skin. It's been a very aggressive game here with a 10-point lead swinging Belmont's way right now. Belmont wins the faceoff. Looking to go all the way. Fogo. Goal! Belmont is jumping with joy right now. The face-off goal was big-time energy. When you're playing face-off, when you're doing the Fogo, you rarely get opportunities like that. And if you do, it's because you dominated the face-off quickly and you earn yourself that opportunity. So that was Soren Lemieux with the face-off goal, immediately going into transition to score what was a very tough bucket. And we are now looking at the 11-point lead here for the Marauders. Belmont is in control of this game. We've got 6 minutes remaining. And they are applying quality pressure with the double team here. Wildcats hoping to make a stop. Here in the fourth quarter, it has been 5 unanswered. Ball is in the X position. It swings around. Got a guy transitioning from the sideline, and he immediately gets a touch. That's exactly what you want to see. You want to make sure everybody feels involved when you're on the offensive side of the court. Jasper Redding trying to draw in some defenders. Swings it down. One more transition. They're cutting it around, trying to turn the corner. Good save there. DeProfio with a big-time save. Lambert looking to find some help. Passes it to his fellow D-pole. They want to kick that one over to DeProfio if they can. Try and get it into the crease for security. It's a 2v1, and the long pole sends the Hail Mary, just trying to get it away from his side of the field. Great effort there. Wilmington with an opportunity. Oh, and that goal is going to be, that shot is going to be Wilmington's ball. It was a really good opportunity, but really tremendous pressure there. So Ryan Archer was trying to get one more on the board. Colin Howard looking to make a move, doubling around, forcing himself into the double team. And a really, really solid attempt there. He ran right into the double team, though, and recovered the ball, thankfully. Anthony Graziano trying to double it around. He draws the foul, and he gets the goal. Anthony Graziano draws the flag, beats his man, and puts one back on the board for the Wildcats. A fantastic shot by the junior. I'm sorry, the true freshman. My apologies, Anthony. You are a monster, my man. That was a really nice shot there. He kept taking those hits like a champ, and then he turned on his defender. Nice little pivot and ripped the shot. Nice bounce shot there. Keeper wasn't even ready for it. And it's a really positive thing to say when you've got young guys in the wings that you're building up. I mean, this senior night is filled with like 13, 14 seniors that have been the backbone of this organization and this team. But as you want to build up your, roster and develop this talent, this is the time and opportunity to let these guys get the looks. So Pat DeLuca at faceoff, trying to get the ball back here. And it looks like we called a timeout by Belmont. Belmont was seeing the potential turnover here, so they're going to call a timeout, kind of settle things back in. While we're taking this break, I'm going to go ahead and shout out the people that bring you WCTV's coverage. WCTV is powered by Critical Mass Solar, Austin Styffe, Mortgage Loan Officer. WCTV Sports is powered by B&B Training and Development, CMS Plumbing and Heating, Forrest Auto, Frangos, Giovanni's Roast Beef and Pizza Tewksbury, Knowledge Brokers Realty, McGovern Hyundai on Route 93, Rocco's Bar and Restaurant, Sarkisian Apparel, Wilmington Ace Hardware, while WHS Boys Varsity Lacrosse is sponsored by 360 Urgent Care. I'm Jack Hamilton Smith with WCTV. We'll be right back. All right, folks, we are back for the last 4 minutes of action here in the fourth quarter. So the score is currently 7-17, and Wilmington is currently in possession, but a nice stick check by Belmont forces a ground ball. We're going to get back into it. Colin Allard, who has a fantastic cradle, really good at holding onto the ball. He's got it back in transition. They're looking to rip a shot. No, they pass to the inside. They've got a man opportunity. They're swinging it back around. They are a man up right now as most recent goal scorer here for Wilmington, and another goal scorer for Wilmington. My apologies. They immediately nailed the goal there, cutting it down to 9. This is awesome energy to see. This is exactly how you need to finish a game out. It doesn't matter what the deficit is. Keep scoring goals. That is exactly the mentality you have to hold on to. So Wilmington gets another one back on the board. Again, with the space that they're seeing right now here in the fourth, this is the kind of opportunity that you build on. You got to get comfortable, make it muscle memory to throw goals in like this. We are getting lined up for the face-off. DeLuca was at face-off, and a nice pass by Belmont. It was off the mark, and that's going to be a turnover opportunity here. So Wilmington's going to try and make something happen here with 3:11 remaining. John Mayer is passing it to Luke DeProfio. And that pass is going to go out of bounds. DeProfio was just trying to hit one of his transition teammates. Oh, it looks like he recovered it, actually. Huge save here. Wilmington's holding on to possession. Trying to move quickly here. Wilmington wants to get another goal up. Skip pass. Colin Allard with a fake. And another goal! And that was the one I needed to see for Colin Allard. Officially can announce he had a hat trick tonight on senior night. So a couple of assists and a huge, huge fake out. That was a nice pump fake on the goal to get an even better look. Colin Allard has cut this game to within 8. Back at faceoff once again, Pat DeLucia. A face-off win here would be key to continue to turning the momentum over, and that's exactly what we might get. We got bodies on the ground, the ball's in the air, and we got the whistle. That's going to be Maroon's ball. So Marauders transitioning their face-off guys real quickly, getting the ball over the 50-yard line. We got 2:24 remaining. And the Marauders are spacing out the field. They've got a cutter, but the pressure from Wilmington is key here. With 2 minutes remaining, the best thing you can do is just keep them from scoring. And Belmont is holding the ball up top at about the 40-yard line. They're not feeling any pressure right now. A good double pick there by Belmont, and they're taking it back up to the top. They got 1:40 remaining, and there's just no rush here for Belmont. Wilmington wants to cause errors, so they've got Noah Matten out there trying to force the issue. Noah Matten is a senior. This is one of the guys that's being celebrated here tonight. Skip pass by Belmont. They've got a couple of looks. They're going to pull it back out again. They just don't want to force anything. Time of possession at this point is key. They're working the clock down to about 1 minute. And we are sitting at the last minute here on the clock. And I wouldn't be surprised to see Belmont just kind of play this little cat and mouse game to close out the game. I think Colin Allard scoring that last goal sent a message that says we don't want them getting the ball again on the offensive side of the field. So they're taking the ball down to the end zone, offensive side. Good stick check here. Good man body. That was great, great lacrosse right there. He went man after he got the check, and he immediately turns it over. That was a good communication between his two teammates, but with 30 seconds remaining, Belmont is just going to kind of work it down. And this has been a really, really special night, of course, for the seniors who have dedicated their time and effort to playing lacrosse. So we want to congratulate them no matter what the outcome was. They played one heck of a game. Final score here at Alumni Stadium is going to be 9-17. The players are going to run to their goalie and just commemorate him for the night he had and the effort he put in. Belmont's going to move on to 8-6, while the Wildcats are going to move on to 6-7. So we are so happy to be here for senior night for Wilmington Wildcats boys varsity lacrosse. I'm Jack Hamilton Smith with WCTV. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you again soon.